If you are over the age of 60 and you have noticed that your abdomen has become hard, distended, and completely resistant to every generic diet or exercise plan you have tried, you are not just carrying extra weight, you are carrying a congested, fatty filter that is slowly suffocating your internal organs from the inside out. Every night, you go to bed thinking that your body is resting, but for your liver, it is a time of high stakes metabolic struggle. You have been told by the mainstream medical establishment that a fatty liver is something you only worry about if you drink too much alcohol. This is a clinical lie that is costing millions of seniors their health. We are currently facing an unprecedented epidemic of non alcoholic fatty liver disease among the senior population, driven not by the bottle, but by a catastrophic failure of nutrient timing, the consumption of inflammatory industrial seed oils, and a total misunderstanding of how the liver processes energy during the night. Your liver is the grand central station of your entire metabolism. It is responsible for over 500 critical functions, from regulating your blood sugar and cholesterol to detoxifying your blood and managing your hormonal balance. But when it becomes marbled with fat, it loses its ability to filter. It becomes a stagnant grease trap. This congestion leads directly to the protruding belly, the chronic afternoon fatigue, and the cognitive fog that most doctors dismiss as just a natural part of getting older. Today, I am going to reveal a specific clinical intervention that takes less than 60 seconds to perform, but it must be done exactly 15 minutes before you turn out the lights. This is the Robert Lee Liver Flush Protocol. It is not a detox tea, a gimmick, or a supplement scam. It is a biological maneuver designed to trigger a massive bile dump, activate your hepatic fat oxidation pathways, and force your liver to export stored triglycerides while you sleep. By the end of this deep dive masterclass, you will understand the physiological mechanism of cholecystokinin-induced gallbladder contraction, the tragedy of hepatic insulin resistance, and the exact protocol to flush your liver fat literally overnight using a specific high phenolic fatty anchor. If you care about your physical survival, your daily energy, and your ability to reverse the middle-age spread, you need to listen to every word of this script because your liver health is the ultimate clinical predictor of your lifespan. To understand why your liver is fat, we must first look at the microscopic anatomy of hepatic starvation. Your liver is composed of roughly 100,000 small, hexagonal functional units called lobules. In a healthy 30-year-old, the blood flows freely through these lobules, allowing the hepatocytes, your liver cells, to process nutrients and clear toxins with effortless efficiency. But after 60, your liver has been subjected to decades of refined fructose and processed carbohydrates. These sugars travel through your portal vein directly into your liver, where they undergo a process called de novo lipogenesis. Your liver literally turns the sugar from your healthy oatmeal and fruit into fat droplets that sit inside your liver cells. As these droplets grow, they physically compress the sinusoids, the tiny blood vessels in your liver that are responsible for oxygen exchange. This creates a state of hepatic hypoxia. Your liver is literally gasping for air. Because it cannot get enough oxygen, it cannot burn the fat it has stored. It becomes a self-perpetuating cycle of congestion and storage. This is why you can eat a low-calorie diet and still have a large, hard belly. Your liver has lost the mechanical and biological ability to export fat. We call this the hepatic grease trap. To break this trap, we must use a biological surfactant. We must trigger a mechanism that forces the liver to open the gates and release the pressure. That mechanism is the strategic release of bile. Most of you think of bile as just something that helps you digest a heavy meal. In reality, bile is the exhaust system of your liver. When you trigger a massive bile dump, your liver literally exhales toxins and fat metabolites into your small intestine for excretion. But in most seniors, the bile has become thick, sluggish, and muddy. We call this biliary sludge. Because the bile isn't moving, the fat stays locked inside the hepatocytes. This is where the 15-minute bedtime protocol changes everything. By consuming a specific, highly concentrated fatty anchor right before bed, you trigger a massive release of a hormone called cholecystokinin, or CCK. CCK tells your gallbladder to contract with maximum force. This contraction pushes the muddy bile out and creates a vacuum effect that pulls fresh blood and fresh nutrients into the liver lobules. You are essentially plunging your metabolic drain, but the anchor must be precise. You will not use butter, you will not use cream. You will use 2 tablespoons of high phenolic extra virgin olive oil paired with a pinch of high quality sea salt. Why high phenolic? Because these specific antioxidants, like oleocanthal and oleuropein, act as genetic switches. They activate a pathway called PPAR alpha. PPAR alpha is the master regulator of fat burning in the liver. When you take this oil 15 minutes before bed, you are signaling your liver to switch from storage mode to oxidation mode at the exact moment your body enters the fasting state of sleep. You are turning your 8 hours of rest into an 8-hour hepatic fat burning session. The salt is the second half of the anchor. It provides the minerals required to maintain the electrical gradient of the hepatocyte membranes. Without this gradient, the liver cannot pump out the toxins. You are providing the fuel and the electrical charge simultaneously. Most of you are doing the opposite. You have your last meal at 7 p.m., maybe a small snack at 9 p.m., and then you go to bed. This keeps your insulin elevated. And as we have established, insulin is the ultimate storage hormone. As long as insulin is high, the liver is biologically forbidden from burning fat. By the time your insulin finally drops at 3 a.m., you only have a few hours of fat burning left before you wake up and eat breakfast. You are wasting your potential for repair. By using the olive oil anchor, you are inducing a state of metabolic flexibility. You are teaching your liver to burn fat even in the presence of baseline insulin. You are bypassing the insulin block. Let's look at the pathology of the nighttime glucose spike. Many of you wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning with a racing heart or a feeling of heat. This is not a sleep issue, it is a liver emergency. When your liver is full of fat, it becomes insulin resistant. In the middle of the night, your liver gets confused and thinks you are starving. It begins to dump stored sugar, glycogen, into your blood. This is called the dawn phenomenon, but it happens much earlier and more aggressively in seniors with fatty liver congestion. This glucose spike triggers an insulin response, which then triggers a cortisol response. You wake up feeling stressed, dry-mouthed, and foggy because your liver just poisoned your blood with sugar. By taking the olive oil anchor 15 minutes before bed, you provide the liver with a stable, slow-burning fuel source. You prevent the midnight glucose dump. You stabilize your blood sugar, which allows your brain to stay in deep REM sleep. You are saving your liver and your brain at the same time. Let's talk about the role of the mitochondrial battery in your liver. Each hepatocyte contains thousands of mitochondria. In a senior with a fatty liver, these mitochondria are leaking protons. They are producing massive amounts of reactive oxygen species, or ROS. ROS is the metabolic acid that creates the scarring in your liver, what we call fibrosis. If you do not stop this ROS production, your fatty liver will eventually turn into NASH, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, and then cirrhosis. This is the path to total liver failure. High phenolic olive oil is rich in vitamin E and CoQ10 precursors that act as insulators for these mitochondria. They stop the leak. They quench the ROS fire. By following this protocol, you are not just shrinking your belly. You are performing an engine rebuild on your metabolic core. Let's address the gallstone fear. Many of you have been told to avoid fat if you have gallbladder issues. This is backwards medical logic. Gallstones are formed when bile stays stagnant and the cholesterol within it crystallizes. Stagnancy is the mother of the stone. By avoiding fat, you ensure that your gallbladder never contracts, which ensures that your bile stays stagnant, which leads to more stones. You have been dieted into a surgical situation. The Robert Lee protocol uses healthy fats to force the movement of bile, preventing the crystallization from ever occurring. We are restoring the flow. We are reclaiming the piping of your metabolism. Now let's discuss the industrial seed oil betrayal. If you are eating soybean oil, canola oil, or corn oil, you are actively marbling your liver with toxic, unstable fats. These omega-6 fats break down into inflammatory compounds like HNE. They integrate into your liver's cell membranes and stiffen them. A stiff cell membrane cannot receive the signal from insulin. It cannot export VLDL, the boats that carry fat out of the liver. You are effectively gluing the fat into your liver cells. Part of this protocol is the total and immediate elimination of these oils. You are replacing the glue with the fluidity of the olive oil anchor. This is the structural reorganization of your hepatic tissue. Let's talk about the belly-brain axis. Your liver is responsible for clearing out nitrogen and ammonia. When your liver is fatty and congested, these toxins bypass the filter and reach your brain. This is the direct cause of senior brain fog and lethargy. Many of you feel like you need a nap after lunch. That is not digestion, that is hepatic encephalopathy, a mild form of brain poisoning because your liver failed to clear the ammonia from your meal. By defatting the liver through the bedtime flush, you are clearing the brain. You are restoring your mental processing speed. You are waking up sharp because your blood was actually filtered while you slept. And let's be blunt, having a fatty liver is a clinical marker of metabolic bankruptcy. It is a sign that you have overdrafted your body's ability to handle energy for decades. But the liver is the only organ capable of complete regeneration. You can grow a brand new liver in less than a year if you provide the right signals. The bedtime anchor is the primary signal for that regeneration. It tells the body, the storage period is over, the reconstruction period has begun. Let's look at the choline gap. To move fat out of the liver, your body needs a specific molecule called phosphatidylcholine. Most of you are choline deficient because you have been told to avoid egg yolks. This is the tragedy of the egg lie. Without choline, your liver cannot build the VLDL boats. The fat is marooned in the hepatocytes. Part of the Robert Lee liver protocol is adding 3 soft-boiled egg yolks to your first meal of the day. You are providing the boats in the morning, and you are providing the flush at night. This is the synergy of my system. We are not guessing. We are engineering a metabolic exit for your visceral fat. Let's talk about the Stripe Chat revenue notification of your health. Every night you take the olive oil anchor, you are depositing days of cognitive clarity and physical independence into your future. Every night you eat a high-carb snack before bed, you are withdrawing your liver's lifespan. Most of you are biologically insolvent. You are one hepatic event away from a total system failure. But today, we start the bailout. You will take your 2 tablespoons of liquid gold, you will take your pinch of salt, you will turn off the blue light, and you will allow your liver to do its night shift of fat-clearing work. You must understand that your liver is currently being seared by the standard American lifestyle. Every heart-healthy grain is a microaggression against your hepatic lobules. Every sedentary evening is a death sentence for your metabolic flexibility. I am here to lead the insurrection against the standard of care that has left you wobbly and distended. Let's look at the specific 7-day liver flush protocol. Day 1 and 2. You will eliminate all sugar and seed oils. You will notice that your afternoon slump starts to vanish. Day 3 and 4. You will start the 15-minute bedtime anchor. You will feel a warmth in your abdomen. This is the increased blood flow to the sinusoids. Day 5 through 7, you will move to the 2-meal structure, with your last meal at 6 p.m. and your anchor at 9:45 p.m. By the end of the week, your eyes will look whiter and brighter. Your skin will lose its sallow tone. This is the sound of your blood finally being filtered. And what is that worth to you? What is it worth to wake up with the energy of a man 20 years your junior? What is it worth to see your waistline shrink without the starvation of a traditional diet? It is worth the minor discomfort of a spoonful of oil. It is worth the discipline. But you must reject the senior comfort identity. You must stop being a consumer of medical tips and start being an operator of biological maneuvers. Your bedtime is a metabolic opportunity. Your liver is a finite resource. Do not squander it. Let's talk about the uric acid connection. High uric acid is a sign of fructose-induced liver stress. If you have gout or stiff joints, your liver is crying for help. The bedtime flush lowers systemic inflammation, which allows the kidneys to clear uric acid more effectively. You are fixing the upstream problem to solve the downstream pain. This is root cause medicine. We do not chase symptoms. We fix the pump. I want you to look at your belly in the mirror tonight. It is not fat. It is a clinical manifestation of hepatic congestion. It is a grease trap that needs to be plunged. I want you to go to your kitchen. I want you to find the highest quality extra virgin olive oil you can afford. I want you to set your timer for 15 minutes before sleep, and I want you to execute. This is your biological command. This is your path to the 100-year liver. It is a liver that has been managed, protected, and flushed with clinical precision. It is a liver that will keep your blood clean and your mind sharp until the very end. Don't let another night pass where you stagnate your bile. Don't let another year go by where you watch your liver enzymes creep into the danger zone while your doctor tells you it's normal for your age. It is not normal. It is a failure of strategy. Reclaim the flow, anchor the nutrients, flush the fat, rebuild your life. To truly understand the power of the liver flush, we must look at the impact on your endothelium. The phenolic compounds in the olive oil don't just stay in the liver, they enter your systemic circulation. They act as a polish for the inner lining of your arteries. They increase the production of endothelial nitric oxide synthase, or eNOS. This is the enzyme that produces nitric oxide. As we have discussed, nitric oxide is what keeps your arteries open. By taking the olive oil at night, you are providing a steady release of nitric oxide while your blood pressure is at its lowest. This prevents the arterial hardening that leads to the morning stroke. You are quite literally oiling your pipes while you dream. Let's look at the case of a patient I will call Margaret. Margaret was 65 years old, and her doctor told her she needed a statin for her high cholesterol. Margaret's belly was hard, and she felt tired all the time. Instead of the drug, I put Margaret on the bedtime liver flush. Within 90 days, her triglycerides dropped by 50%. Her liver enzymes normalized. Her waistline shrunk by 4 inches. Why? Because her high cholesterol was not a statin deficiency, it was a liver export failure. Her liver was so fatty it couldn't manage the cholesterol boats. Once we flushed the grease, the system cleared. Margaret didn't need a pill, she needed a protocol. You are no different. You have the same biology as Margaret. You have the same potential for repair. We must also talk about the role of glutathione. Your liver produces this master antioxidant to protect you from cancer and aging, but glutathione production requires ATP and amino acids. If your liver is fatty, it is ATP starved. It stops producing glutathione. You are effectively losing your shield against disease. The olive oil anchor provides the lipids that stimulate glutathione synthesis. You are restoring your immune defense. You are making your liver a fortress again. This is the level of clinical thinking required to dominate the aging process. You must look past the surface. You must understand the signals. I am giving you those signals. I am providing you with the clinical architecture to rebuild your body from the hepatocytes up. Let's discuss the 15-minute timing one more time. Why not an hour before bed? Because CCK peaks in the blood roughly 20 minutes after fat ingestion. We want that peak to coincide with the exact moment you lie horizontal. When you lie down, the blood flow to your liver increases by 30%. This is the optimal window for the flush. By taking the oil 15 minutes before bed, you are timing the hormonal surge with the postural surge. It is a dual activation. It is precision timing for a senior metabolism. Most seniors are haphazard. They eat when they are bored, they sleep when they are tired, they move when they feel like it. You are not most seniors. You are an operator. You are a strategist. You understand that timing is the difference between medicine and poison. You understand that your liver is the key to your future. I want you to realize that every time you choose a standard evening routine over this protocol, you are choosing a faster path to decline. You are deciding that your comfort on the couch is worth the congestion of your liver. I am telling you it is not. Your independence is worth the spoonful of oil. Your memories are worth the discipline of the 15-minute rule. I will not let you fade into the background of a medical waiting room. I will not let you be another victim of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The molecules are here. The science is settled. The protocol is yours. Take the oil, saturate the lobules, flush the fat, reclaim your health. This is the Robert Lee promise. This is the science of the senior liver. Now, while flushing your liver fat and activating your hepatic fat-burning pathways is the foundational step in shrinking your belly and reclaiming your energy, there is an even more immediate threat to your cardiovascular system that happens the moment you lie down to sleep. If you are one of the millions of seniors who finds yourself waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning to use the bathroom, thinking it is just a normal part of getting older or a simple prostate issue, you are missing a terrifying physiological reality. This nighttime bathroom trip is often not a bladder problem. It is a silent cardiac signal. It is a direct indicator that your heart is struggling to handle fluid volume when you are horizontal, causing your kidneys to go into overdrive to save your heart from failing under the pressure. You are experiencing a nightly heart failure drill that leads directly to the very arterial stiffness and liver congestion we just discussed. If you want to know why your 3 a.m. bathroom trip is actually a warning from your myocardium and why you must add one specific dirty mineral to your 8 p.m. routine to stop this cardiac decay and clear your arteries while you dream, you need to click on this next video. I am going to expose the bladder lie and show you the exact arterial WD-40 protocol that saves your heart and your sleep simultaneously. I will see you in that video to continue your total body restoration. Your independence is my only priority. Click now before your pump fails in the middle of the night. In that video, I reveal how to turn the night from a time of fluid stress into a time of cardiac repair and structural reinforcement. We will discuss the specific mineral bicarbonate ratios that act as a pressure release valve for your entire cardiovascular system. We will dismantle the myth of the senior bladder once and for all. If you are serious about your longevity, the transition from the liver protocol to the heart volume protocol is the most important clinical leap you will ever make. Do not stop now. Your liver is finally clearing. Your belly is finally shrinking. Let's secure the pump that moves the blood through that clean filter. Your heart is counting on you to provide the mineral anchor. Your kidneys are waiting for the relief. I have seen the damage that fluid overload does to an unanchored 70-year-old heart, and I will not let you be another statistic in a failing system. Click the video on the screen now. Let's rebuild the heart. Let's secure the foundation. I'll see you there.